So you've been surrounded all your life by music. What about your dad? Did he make you sing when you were young, and you kind of got the connection due to that, or is that?
Yeah, we'd have me sing, but just like get up on the table and sing in the middle of the night or something. Not seriously, but yeah, I think I've been attached to music since I was able to think.
So do you sometimes have the feeling that music in your life is a therapy or something that you wanted to do, or is that something like a burden because you've been surrounded by music all your life?
It's a therapy. It's something that's always driven me. There's always been like a song to get me through everything, and very much a part of my life.
If you talk to your kids, you have 2 kids, and they ask about their grandfather, how do you describe him to them?
They kind of have the idea based on, I don't really get into conversations where I'm describing him, but I mean, unless it comes up or there's a story I'm telling or something that happened, or then they laugh, they think it's funny, but they have their own lives, which is good. I don't want them to be overwhelmed by me or him or that. I want them to have their own identity. So it's something that they know and respect, but yet they're not, I don't overwhelm them with it.
When they ask, they get an answer, basically.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
You deal with your father in a lot of the songs, and one especially is called "Nobody Noticed It," and there's a line saying where they try to make you look broken, but not while I'm living, and that is very filled with a lot of anger. Who are they, and what have they tried, and why did you put it in a song?
Because that was inspired by it was like a tabloidy documentary called E! True Hollywood Story in America, and it was on him. Last days of, I happened to be watching it one night. There was 4 or 5 of those people that were around him, basically talking in such a way that I felt was trying to take his dignity away, which I thought was very important to him. They were, people that were around that were worse than he was and doing things worse than he was, yet making him look a certain way, and have nothing left to do with their lives but sit there and, tarnish his name and his image. It upset me, and that's kind of where I
have they responded to it, to the song? I mean, have you heard any reactions to the song and to the lyrics?
From those men? No, not really. What are they going to say? They're a certain breed, those people. You can't really, I'm sure I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I'm ready for them to say something, though.
And then you're going to kick them.
Yeah.
Do you ever spend do you go back to Graceland and spend a lot of time there? Is that something like a museum for tourists for you, a time machine, or is that still home where you spend a great
It's both.
time?
It's both. Yeah, but I get back not as much as I'd like. Maybe 2 or 3 times a year I go.
So is that ritual, what you do when you go back to Graceland? I mean, is there certain things that you do, or certain things that you look at, certain walks that you walk, or?
I will, yeah, I mean, I'll have dinner. I'll shut it down and hang out at night. Things like that.
Do you take your kids?
And I have family there still, so they'll come over.
Do you remember when you first realized you're the daughter of the king of rock and roll, of the one and only Elvis? And I mean, what kind of feeling was this? It's a question of growing up in public, maybe.
I think that it's something that I kind of was bred into, to the point where I never really knew anything different. So I didn't have a chance to go, oh wow.